out on my own, flying solo today. No Craig, his bike's in the garage. Ben's decided to go to a more local track that I don't really enjoy. So I'm going to go back to Fatcats like I did last week. They've got another private hire on the practice track that I'm going to do. But I'm going to see if they'll also let me pay in to ride the racetrack while I'm there. And I'll just back and forth between the two all day. Be good to get a direct comparison and also see how far I can push my fitness before I don't know, have a heart attack. But should be a bit of fun. Yeah, pretty excited to just get up there, to be honest. I was going to go to Whitley and just have a chilled day doing a track that I sort of get on with, but I've been there quite a few times, and even though I've been to Fatcat recently, like the last 2 weeks, I've done racetrack and then practice track. I just feel that going back to the same track again, I'll learn a lot more, which is obviously what I'm out to do. You know, I started this whole journey off as someone who's always ridden motocross bikes, but at a very, very basic average level, just for the sheer basic fun of it. But I've actually decided that now I'm 42 years old, I just want to push myself and just test myself and see if I can actually get to a decent level. Not just for me, but, you know, just to show anyone basically that age is just a number up to a certain point. So, I mean, physically, mentally, I'm probably in the best shape of my life. So I cannot wait to get out on that track. I've had my valve clearances done.
Let's see if Mike Williams from R&M's worked his magic. Freezing cold, no choke. He said it starts pretty easy now after the valve clearances are done.
He has advised me that I might need a top end doing soon, so that's something I'm going to probably get done in a couple of weeks. But he's got me valves, they were super tight. The bike wouldn't start last week for like 10 minutes at a go, and I felt like it was progressively over the last month just been getting lower and lower on power. But I didn't really notice it because it was just a little bit every week, until I did sit there at one point and thought I might put a pipe on it because I feel like it's not powerful enough. I'm hoping that today, after the bike is back in spec and everything's right with it, I'm hoping that it's going to feel a little bit more punchy. Let's see what happens today. I mean, I think since I've had this bike, the valves have been out of spec. It's never started on the button. So the bike might now be in a position where it feels a lot better than it ever has, or a lot more scary. I don't know which way I'm going to end up looking at it. I'll tell you later. But I get there, get set up and get riding. Push as hard as I can. See if I can stick my head over these bars when I'm jumping and stop being a pussy and leaning back and looking like an amateur. But yeah, let's see. I'll have to set my camera up in the van to get an off-board shot of the jump. Right, ta-da.
Yes, we have arrived. I had to get out and have a little look at this track, and yeah, it never disappoints when you turn up to Fatcat. That 2.5 hour drive is more than worth it. I mean, it's just prime all day. I just can't wait to get the bike on it when I get here. So, signing on, gonna pop the question, see if they're gonna let me ride both tracks, fingers crossed. Well, as you can see, they did let me ride both tracks. I'm absolutely psyched. Don't know which one I want to ride first. I'm going to try out this back brace. As you can see, it just pulls my shoulders back. So I'm going to give it a go today just to see if it helps me with my posture, because I see every time I see photographs of myself off the bike, I just hunch. These are an important part of my kit. Obviously I wear my knee braces and my kidney belt, and I've done a little video on my back brace and that just to keep my posture good. But these things don't half help. As you can see, they fit because they've got this like little double rubber band. I did have another pair that I got off eBay, but they didn't have that in it. I don't know whether you can see that, but that little bit of rubber, like the little silicone there, it's dead soft. It stops them sliding or moving. It even grips onto me riding socks and that, so it literally, they just stay in place all day. And my knee pad just sits over the top of it there, and none of my knee pad or the Velcro straps or anything touch my legs then, and I don't get any irritation. Let's fucking go. just leaving Fatcat. I think I got 4 sessions, well I got 4 sessions on the racetrack. Come off a lap early on 2 of them, but you know, who can blame me? And I got 5 sessions of whatever length, I don't know, about 6 or 7 laps, maybe more, can't remember, on the practice track. 20 minutes, 25 minutes per session. Done in 2.5 tanks of fuel. Clutch started slipping about halfway through the day. Not bad, but you know, it was making me excuse me, making me struggle to clear the big jump on the back on the racetrack. You could just hear it, like, just slipping. It was just getting a bit much. So I released the cable as much as I could, to the point where I barely had any clutch, and it did help, but I'll just order a new clutch when I get home, like a better one. What can I say? If anyone's thinking of going to Fatcats, I mean, I haven't experienced some of the other big tracks in the country like Mildenhall and places like that, but I mean, for within 3 hours of, say, Liverpool, Chester area, like where I come from, it's probably, you know, the best track I can get to. I mean, personally, I prefer Ironworks, which is 3 hours 10 minutes away. If I go there on a Wednesday, the traffic can be quite bad, but it's open track. That place is unreal. And Fatcats, you know, the racetrack is on another level. Even the practice track is amazing, but the racetrack is just special. I think with the practice track, you get more. It is good for practice because it's just easier to just sort of go round and round and round. The racetrack beats you up a little bit more, gets a bit rougher. That's my opinion. You know, big raised turns and whatever you want to call them. I know now that they are on about switching it round. The practice track is going to become the racetrack soon. They're building a start straight by the go-kart track, in between where the track is now and the go-kart track, and build another section of the track there on the practice track to make it a bit longer. And then that's going to be the racetrack, and the racetrack is going to become the practice track. I mean, that was going off the guy who was letting people on and off on the racetrack, sat in the truck, so I assume he knows what he's talking about. We were lucky with the weather. We missed most of the bad weather. I had one little downpour for about 5 minutes towards the end of one of the sessions on the racetrack, but yeah, apart from that, you know, the days ran perfectly smooth. The tracks, it wasn't that busy, so the tracks didn't really get super bad. It stayed pretty alright today. I'm glad I did the whole double entering thing. It was amazing, and I'll do it again when I get a chance. But yeah, I'll get some videos edited, put some clips up. My daughter's going to start doing them so I can start pushing my YouTube channel. You know, I'll make some little 10-15 second TikToks tonight, get them up and a few during the week or whatever. So, you know, I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.